Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back once again to the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14, heading into our second and final best of 3 matchup for today. It's going to be between TSM and Titan, and now I'm not alone anymore. Joining me once again today is Hugo. How you doing, man?
I'm good, how are you, dude?
Pretty good, man. Just had the other match pretty favorably in the favor of Fnatic, as we would kind of expect with that sort of matchup there, so no surprises there. But now we're going to go into TSM versus Titan. And although the odds really don't show it, this is definitely a match between two very big teams. TSM looking very strong at the moment. Titan trying to get themselves back into that top tier echelon they've been working for. They've got themselves back into the major, and now Scream is back on the roster too. So they're starting to look very, very strong indeed.
Yeah, the addition of Scream obviously being a really vital one. He's really been playing on form recently, especially with the new hitbox changes, is allowing him to kind of go back to his old play style and really play very effectively, which is obviously got to have some reason why Titan are doing so well recently. So again, Titan going to take the knife round on their map pick, which is Dust 2, and I can imagine they'll stay with the T side, but you know, you never really know. The thing about Dust is, yeah, they are going to switch to CT side. The thing about Dust 2 is a lot of it is preference when it comes to picking sides. You know, some teams prefer to start T side because of the slightly odds favouring T side on this map. But you know, again, it's a lot of preference, and they are going to pick CT side here, Titan. We will be going into the pistol round of this first map of this best of 3. All
right, so let's get to it, guys. Once again, it's shox, RPK, Scream, SmithZz in existence over here for Titan, and then for TSM, you've got the usual roster: karrigan, cajunb, and as well as the rest of them as well. So here we go, getting right into it. Let's take a look at the opening pistol round here in the split. As we take a look here at TSM, they're going to split themselves up nice and easily here from the get-go. And for a lot of middle presence here, and shox is going to try to resist that. Takes a couple hits to begin with, but nothing else really connecting on any of these players as of yet. Let's get some nice intel as he sees all these players going for mid, but unfortunately can't really react upon that, as that's still a very usual move here for an opening T side.
Device and dupreeh push quite close down mid, and they are going to get a pop flash out from their teammate. Device just pushing out, or sorry, dupreeh just pushing out, trying to get some information, but Titan is just going to play passive and back off towards B as Screamy shox finally peek out again. That's going to be the first kill of the match. shox picking up one, Scream also following up, so nice work done by Titan so far, shutting down TSM's push so far, and only 3 players are left on them. But you can see SmithZz has got some nice map control, sorry, out long, but SmithZz is just going to shut that down with a solid headshot, and now only 2 players remain for TSM, and this is a really hard situation to be in. They do have a smoke on Device, but it seems like he's just going to get taken down by RPK. So man of the round, probably RPK there. Nice double kill at the end, and that will be Titan succeeding in taking the pistol round very effectively.
TSM playing a little bit too slowly there, so Titan given freedom of movement essentially all over the map, getting those players out towards the safe corner outside of the long doors there. You can see a shutdown happening there, so Xyp9x was not able to find his way out in that avenue, and then everything else through the mid doors too. TSM really tried to push in that regard, but unfortunately just get absolutely decimated in their attempts to make it through there, and Titan just shut it down. So they're going to get the start off. We'll see the response coming out from TSM as they do go for the pistol buy up, and there's Device right from the get-go, gets the headshot onto existence, and now they've got a man up here in this opening second round. RPK up at the long door is going to try to prevent a rush from there, but not going to see any action as of yet, as once again TSM playing heavily over towards the middle at this point.
Yeah, and this triple deagle buy from TSM should be really fun. You know, already seen that first shot come out there from Device, and he's going to be pushing up short as well, but SmithZz will shut him down there with that M4, so obviously the equipment in his favour, and Xyp9x is going to follow up, trying to get the refrag, but nope, SmithZz is going to drop down and play passive as TSM take control of short here, and it seems like they want to maybe push towards the A site. Not actually going for a long split, instead just stacking 3 other players up short. But meanwhile, shoxy in nice position up mid, but he will get punished for it. dupreeh just getting that headshot, and these deagles will come into play quite a lot. TSM actually equalising it onto a 3-on-3.
I can see Scream getting a little bit of a flank onto these players too, as it is going to hold back that push going on to Cat and getting onto the A site for the time being. Also going to still keep Xyp9x back over there just outside of the long doors as well. He's trying to make a push, but RPK will be resisting that once again. But now they push in for this one, and we're going to see how well this push ends up coming out. SmithZz will be on the defense, picks up one shot there to shut down dupreeh. Now that's immediately going to hold cajunb back, and now Xyp9x as well trying to make his push out, but RPK shuts that down nice and easily, and it's all going to be in the hands of cajunb, who, Scream, now knowing it's just that last player can easily walk up and shut him down to give Titan the second point on the board. A little bit slowly as TSM play it very well, but Titan as well are able to react to that nice and easily, and they just essentially wait for them to play into their hands.
Yeah, great teamwork by Titan there, and now TSM are going to be forced into a full eco, so barely any equipment on them. 2 P250s is some max they can really afford, and I can imagine they're just going to go for some kind of, you know, shutdown YOLO rush or something, because really on these kind of full ecos, there's not a lot you can do unless you get lucky and pick up you know, an early pick or buy some nades to get onto a site, and that's really all you can do. But with Dust 2 being not a, you know, as nade-oriented map where you can kind of just push onto, get bomb down like Inferno or Mirage, you can. You know, it's not really easy to do these kind of bomb plants, and you can just see here, so I'm just getting completely shut down. 5 kills from Titan, not even a single death from any of them. And now TSM are finally going to be able to buy up, and we are going to see the AWP on karrigan as well, which is really fun to see.
That last round, all coming down to its existence, and shox just push through the mid doors, and immediately the nade comes out from shox, and then him and existence just pull off a tag team there, eliminating everybody in the tunnels and on top mid, finishing off the players that were injured for that nade. But now TSM is going to open things up in this round. karrigan finds the op shot there. SmithZz tries to get aggressive once again, but is going to pay the price for that one. And already a player going down once again, but we have the same thing in the second round, so we'll see how Titan reacts. It's probably going to slow their roll by a pretty big margin. Just trying to hold back. Scream going for the spray. He picks up a headshot kill on the device, and now he's going to be happy with that, so he falls back. Took a lot of damage, dropped to just 12 HP in the process. Still, that's another kill, and that's going to be the equalizer for the earlier trade that came out from karrigan. But karrigan moves forward, gets a nice shot, shuts down existence, and now TSM right back in the advantage.
You can see RpK adapting to this, getting quite aggressive on short, and this could be a really good position if he decides to peek out into mid, and he might be able to take out karrigan here, who isn't actually watching short at the moment, just watching mid door sitting behind this barrel, and RpK is just going to play passive instead, although quite a passive-aggressive position, just sitting on stairs waiting for TSM to go towards short, so at least he has that information. Scream with a really nice position as well, not going to be peeking over the box, and TSM have no idea where he is, so finally actually going for the spot, does get the dink, and we'll find the frag onto the dupreeh cajun there just to trade him out. Scream was quite low anyway, so that wasn't looking too good for him regardless, and SmithZz is also going to follow up with one on his own, even just shoxy alone in this 1v3. He is going to have the M4, but nope, he's not going to find the frag as cajun shuts him down on the B site, and that's going to be the first round to TSM, so they should be happy with that one. karrigan playing quite well with the AWP there, picking up 2 frags as well, and now there's going to be a match pause called in by TSM.
Not exactly sure. I'm assuming it's just a technical pause there, so it should get paused in just a few moments. But still a good start from TSM. They open it up right from the beginning of it. dupreeh gets a very nice opening shot with the op there. Slows down the player roll. We see the good response comes out from Scream as he just gets aggressive. He knows there's going to be that mid presence because we saw it in the first eco rounds or two where they really played heavily towards middle. So he just assumes players are there and gets a nice spray down. Takes a lot of damage from that one. And that comes into play, of course, later on in the round when the B site take happens there. He's stuck behind that box. Can't really pop up. It's actually pretty insane that he gets an additional kill on top of that one. But after that one, unfortunately, falls very quickly. And beyond that, of course, with the other weaknesses that come into play for Titan, they're all going to fall beyond that. So TSM just playing it again, nice and slow after that initial shot. It works out great for them, and now they're going to pick up a round off of that sort of strategy here. But this time, of course, at least in dupreeh's hands, kicking it into high gear, moving over towards the long doors. No resistance on that from Titan, so they're not going to pick anything up. And now they'll fall back and once again probably just resort to that same type of passive middle play they've been going for pretty much every round so far.
Yeah, and again, SmithZz playing the AWP on the B site as well, so TSM aren't actually going to be working towards that at all. They have got a lurker just outside of B, that's going to be cajun in tunnels, but nothing really heavy towards B in terms of presence, and Scream and Device will also trade out. They're on short. Scream actually finding that final frag, managing to retrieve that AK, so he can back off, play his one-tap headshots as he usually does, and you can just see TSM slowly react with this. A couple of smokes out long, maybe some flashes, and actually the bomb going towards B, so this is where SmithZz could come out quite huge. As you can see, the smoke is down, but as soon as that fades away, he has a lot of leverage to pick up some early frags here.
Also creeping around middle, Xyp9x as well is going to look to find a way to get through here. He'll be resisted by shox, but shox is holding back, so he's going to look for a signal here to work his way in. And as that entry comes in through the B tunnels there, it's going to be pretty clean, so this leaves shox out in the open. Still very careful because of that position from Xyp9x, but not actually going to find anything. And the rest of Titan, unfortunately, this take just happens way too quickly from TSM, so they're forced to fall back.
Yeah, Titan not getting aggressive at all that round, kind of leading them to not having any map control, any information of where TSM were playing, and that allowed them to just, throw a couple of fakes out long and then just push into B. So, only having one player on B and having no map control either is going to mean they don't have a lot of information to work with at least, and that's what allowed TSM to get that round, and that's forcing Titan to save now. But we can see TSM aren't going to be challenging these rifles. They don't want to take them off Titan's hands. They haven't got a whole lot of money themselves. They just want to build up a nice economy on the T side first before they start chasing at least, and they're just going to X out into C spawn altogether. So no ninja diffusers or anything coming from Titan just yet, and that'll be the round to TSM.
Yep, and pretty much nothing special happening there. Just TSM getting the opener, and unfortunately the positioning from Titan not the best. Using the 2 players that are within the general vicinity, and then Titan just not having enough time to rotate into the site. So they're forced out of there, and TSM get an easy round pickup, and also a free op for themselves here too that they're not going to use as a double op T-sided setup here onto both karrigan and Device, with the rest of the players using AKs, of course. Titan, though, still actually with a pretty competent buy amongst themselves as we take a look at this one here. The 1 AK gets dropped, and another rifle's in place. There's still 4 rifles out of a possible 5, and SmithZz, although he does have to downgrade to a pistol, gets smoke as well as a Molotov here to use, so they still have a pretty decent amount, and he's going to be grouped up with RpK, so in the event RpK falls first, he can just pick that rifle right back up and continue holding off the pressure here that would come in from TSM.
Yeah, but this double AWP should be very fun to watch. We are going to see dupreeh being flashed out mid. He will find that first frag onto shox. A good play by him, good team play with that pop flash. And now TSM have a nice man-up advantage. And Titan, again, haven't really got a whole lot of economy to work with, or equipment at least, sorry. Only a couple of nades, you know, 1 Molotov on screen and 3 flashes between 4 players is not looking too good. Whereas TSM, on the other hand, are completely stocked up full of Molotovs as well. So that's looking really good for them. They can easily force out Titan out of these close angles here. And it's interesting to see how TSM are playing, because we can see they're going towards B with a bomb now, so it hints maybe going for some kind of B setup. They have got a couple of players in mid to split out mid to B, and at the moment Titan is stacking 2 players towards B, so this could be quite bad if they decide to rush in. Scream has a really nice position with a nice setup crossfire from Existence. The only issue with Titan at the moment is they don't have any mid control, so Existence has to focus on both mid and tunnels, and you can see Scream's going to get taken down there from over peeking a little too much from karrigan. And there we go, Existence having a nice angle, only managing to find 1, and now there's just going to be 2 players left on Titan's side. Kind of, you know, thinking a save would be best at this point, and it seems like RpK is going to be doing that, just waiting at top mid.
And Device there will be there to resist these, push over here towards middle to allow these players to get into safe positions a little bit. Sitting back here for now, and he's going to look to see if he can grab anybody on an exit or a push through the mid doors. It'll be ZipX that comes through first. And he's going to see if he can grab him. He doesn't actually spot him yet. Connects 1 shot to bring him down to 50 HP, but now he's been spotted, and also Device is in play here too, so it's not going to be wise to continue pushing for it. He falls behind the wall. He knows Device has that op to work with here, but he's going to pop out against it anyway. Gets the dink on the Device, brings it down to 8 HP, and now RpK comes in. That's going to finish off Device. They pick him off at the least, but again, he can't find that second kill into SmithZz, or ZipX, apologies, and now ZipX is just going to fall right back into the tunnels and remain safe. So, bit of a garbage time kill coming out there, and also dupreeh picking up RpK. That's unfortunate. Now they lose both of the guns, and neither of these kills on ZipX or dupreeh end up happening.
Yeah, kind of a shutdown from TSM at the end of the round there. I'm surprised that SmithZz missed all those, you know, shots onto, I think it was Zifnix in lower tunnels. You know, he wasn't getting name punched or anything, so I'm not too sure how he missed all those bullets. But either way, TSM still with this double AWP, and we are going to see almost a full eco coming out from Titan. Just 1 deagle, that's going to be on Scream, and then a couple of P250s and 5.7s to work with. And RpK, nice shot there, down long doors, will manage to take out TSM, Zifnix, sorry.
Well, it's funny. It's funny because Zipnix actually got body blocked, I think, by cajunb there on the way out. He tried to call him for him to turn around, but he just stood right in the doorway, so they just lit him up. They thankfully were smart about it, though. They've already gotten rid of the AK, so Titan here on this eco, they're still going to remain on the eco, and they're not going to be able to find a gun as it got tossed over the fence after he died, so they're smart about it. But now the play is going to come in. It's going to be a mid to B split, working their way through the tunnels, but Existence spots this one as well. He's going to be able to shut down dupreeh. Got to be a little more careful with Devices. He's going to find that shot, but he's heavily dinked too. Dropped it as 1 HP, but unfortunately all his attention, or Scream at least, is drawn back over there to the wall, so we are going to see him taking an easy kill on his Scream, and now he's going to be pushing into this with just 1 HP, and as he pops right out there, he's got his ride, picks up both of those kills on his SmithZz and RpK, and just like that, Titan were looking good, but it's gone so badly, and it's all on his shox again. There's just nothing he can do to take this. If he knows how low the HP is onto these guys, he might just go for it, but for Device now, he's about to pull off an ace with what would have been 3 of those kills on 1 HP. Thankfully, it doesn't look like shox is going to push it, but still, what a round from Device.
Yeah, very impressive. It seems like Occasion's just going to come into contact with him mid here. He will find him, but a little bit of a team kill, taking out Device there, stealing the ace from him, and shox will pick up 2 headshots, saving that AWP as well. So Titan should be happy with that round. You know, almost a full eco, managing to retrieve an AWP. You know, not too bad of an investment, I guess. But TSM really, I'm not sure how Device got those 2 headshots there in B tunnels, despite being on 1 HP. Titan just didn't even land a single bullet onto him, and again, Titan are going to be able to buy up with a double AWP now, SmithZz. One of them being saved and one of them being bought, obviously. So the score is 3-4 now. We are only seeing 1 AWP on TSM. So they kind of, they're not the kind of team to buy a double AWP very often. But if they pick up another one, they're usually like, yeah, whatever. You know, Device can just take it and work off that. But karrigan getting that first pick, taking an AWP off Titan out of the hands of SmithZz. And there's going to be no retort here from Existence. Just getting smoked and naded out mid. It's going to back off towards the B site.
shox is going to try to push forward here, see if he can catch some of these players, but the tunnels, flash is coming his way, though he's got to be careful, but he's lined up with so many players right near him, and oh my goodness, it's awful. Goes away from there. shox, thankfully going to be able to hold it. He picks up the kill, but now cajunb rolls right down there into the tunnels. He finds the response over on his shox and picks up a second one there too. His clotheslines Existence, that's going to shut him down, and as we've had many rounds before here, Titan started off kind of okay for themselves positionally-wise, but just unable to find those kills, and as soon as TSM starts fragging, man, they don't stop as they pick up the kills left and right and survive again in a very clean manner, keeping 4 out of 5 of their players alive.
Yeah, definitely. Now Titan is suffering from it. They are going to be able to buy up just a little bit, though. They're going to drop an AWP for shox, sorry, as he has got the long spawn. The rest of the players are just going to be going for a kind of eco here. bit of armor on Scream, and that's about it. And actually, shox going towards short here, so he's going to be going for an aggressive peek, and Device is very close. And oh, look, they're boosting up into lower tunnels, but Device is just here in mid. I think he caught the head of shox, and there we go, punishing him there for that boost. Or managed to find that early frag, and that's a good advantage for TSM now. But you can see Device is very close to these two mid players, and there we go, Existence finding that headshot with the deagle. This triple deagle by is very, very fun to watch. Device going down there, but TSM on the other side of the map have taken control of the B site, and the bomb's been planted. So Titan not even holding that at all, not even a single player on there, and it might be a miscommunication error or just some kind of stack gone wrong. And there we go, dupreeh is still trying to fight Scream here up in window, not managing to find an opening, and a nice shot as he drops down onto the B side. And it seems like Titan is just going to want to save these two rifles they've retrieved here. Existence maybe get some kind of exit or stop TSM from leaving the site to do some economical damage, but there's not going to be a whole lot he can really do with just a deagle and no armor.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rifles in play here, one of them being an op at this point. Definitely going to want to try and sit back and save. SmithZz, though, is doing a little bit of work here as he picks up an additional kill over on the dupreeh at the very least. He'll be trapped inside, but thankfully look at the positions for everybody else on TSM. There's not going to be enough momentum left for these guys to push back into them, so they're going to be stuck back here. And although Existence presses forward again, no additional action is going to occur, and Titan will be able to keep those 2 rifles in play as they go into a gun round too. So this is going to be good because some of these players would have been sitting in positions where they may have not been able to afford a really good utility buyout. Now they're going to be able to get that, and they'll have quite a lot of money in excess too, specifically RpK and SmithZz sitting at 5.3 and 4.1. That's going to be really good to keep the economy strong. But on the hindsight of that, TSM looking just as good at this point, and now they'll be able to go back to a double op T-sided setup here too, as they just continue on this monster streak. Titan, you have to remember, ever since we've seen TSM get the guns in their hands, they haven't won a single round, or Titan, this is, apologies, haven't won a single round as of yet, so they're just flawless at this point. They're going to roll right in, already getting some damage on the Scream, but he's going to hold for now, picks up 1 kill after cajunb eliminates his team in Existence, jumps up onto the platform, amazing to get killed there, but that flash lineup almost takes out cajunb as well on the way back, but Device still lining up the op shot, not going to be able to find that, unfortunately, and the players from TSM, they're going to have to fall back, but the plan wasn't to go here to begin with, and there's karrigan making the entry now over here on the cat push. He's going to be able to take down SmithZz. They work their way up onto that site, and there's no resistance here from Titan at all, so they're going to be able to walk right in and plant that. The nearest player that would be able to stop would be RpK, but he's way up near the long doors.
Yeah, such impressive play from TSM. You know, they were stuck on the B site, just trying to entry it. And in fact, a couple of them were even on the site, and then they just went, nope, this is too bad for us. Just backed off into tunnels, and then pushed up short instantly, and managed to take control of the A site. And although it looks like this round might be kind of impossible for cajunb, they did get that bomb plant, so they've got a little bit of an economical advantage there. So them saving that AWP is going to be the wise decision here with only 11 HP left. And Scream actually managing to survive that B push, even with 20 HP after carrying a nasty shot through the doors with that AWP in the first few seconds of the round. And TSM obviously building up a nice bank in the previous rounds, as you mentioned, not losing one in the last 6 or 7. They are going to be able to buy up full here, so lots of nades, lots of AKs, and of course that AWP on karrigan saved from cajunb from the previous round, and a double AWP again on Titans. This is fun to see. SmithZz and Existence both picking up 1 each.
The double up, though, is going to depend on these opening first 2 frags, so it's almost always gone by the way of TSM, and they're going to have to be very, very careful of how much resistance they put on those mid doors, because so far karrigan has just been dominating that zone almost every single round so far, so you can even see that too. Existence initially tests it a little bit and moves, it kind of tries to resist an initial push in there, but ends up immediately falling away, and then shox gets himself into a better position just outside of CT in case there is going to be a mid-B split, but this time that's really not going to be the case. In fact, they leave the actual A side itself pretty undefended. SmithZz is going to be able to rotate in, and thankfully this play towards cat is going to be pretty slow from TSM. So they'll be able to hold it back, and the smoke comes out from SmithZz too to hold it back even further. Device will lead the charge if they do decide, apologies, to commit to this one, and Scream will also push forward, potentially to open up a flank, but overall from TSM for the first time, they might actually get challenged to a good degree here, but shox again moving out of position. He's heading down towards CT, and that can put him out of spot, but he's actually going to jump up on the dumpster here and see if he can stop it as he gets smoked right to the face, so he's got to remove himself anyway, and Device jumps down, picks up the first kill. Now the rest of the team is rolling back in there. Device moving in to find a second one of the SmithZz, so they just clear it right out. He finds a third one in the RpK from within the pit. What a headshot there to take him out, and now it's just Scream and Existence again, way off base. They're completely off touch with where this take has been happening, and TSM, they're just going to roll right in and go hunting immediately as they get the plan out.
A lot of people are saying a Device has really improved in the recent times, and you know, he's better than Nolopmeister at the moment. And I am for one definitely agree with that decision. You know, destructive play from Device, just taking control of A there and leaving just these 2 players to save. They are doing a bit of work onto TSM. Scream not letting TSM fight them and take their weapons off their hands. Only 50 HP left, and he's still a pretty big challenge here for Zifnix. Zifnix just going for these fake peeks at the moment, just trying to fire off some shots, but Device is going to get the 4K and almost the ace, but Existence is going to be stuck here on the B side. At least I have information of where he is, so if he does decide to lead through tunnels, Device will be able to get him. And yep, that's the ace for Device, so well played to him, and that'll be TSM's 7th round.
Was it Device as well that got the 4K earlier too?
Yeah, Device got 4K, and then he got an ace, yeah. The only reason he didn't get the ace the previous rounds because Cajun killed him.
Also because he had like 1 HP. So
yeah,
well, so
that didn't help.
Pretty much a whiff of the wind would have killed him in that case. But
yeah. But look at this carry from Device, 12 and 9, above his next teammate Xyfnix, who's going 4 and 6. So, you know, 2 of those rounds kind of built up 90% of his kills, but we won't talk about that. Cajun getting a nice early shot onto SmithZz on the B side. That's left it kind of open. shox is going to rotate in here from mid, playing quite a close angle with his pistol, which is obviously really effective. He is going to go for these first shots. We'll find one onto dupreeh, trying to turn it into 2, but Cajun's just going to be there to shut him down. As Xyfnix is left alone here in mid, just fighting his Xyfnix, sorry, but only 30 HP left on him, and he doesn't really have a idea where his position is. And Xyfnix still not managing to land this 1 or 2 final bullets to finish him off. The reload is going to come in, and somehow he's going to survive after getting that reload. So Xyfnix just coming on top there and saving that 5-7. Of course, a great gun for the T side, and TSM are going to be up to 8-4 now. So Titan getting kind of demolished at this moment.
Just toying with Xyfnix there near the end of it too to play out this position, and unfortunately Xyfnix is not able to figure out that position. But again, the TSM with a very solid offense there. We saw an attempt from Titan to sort of rebalance it there when they went for that fast cap maneuver. It went out pretty well, some decent trades, but with again how quickly we saw TSM just take control of the B side, there wasn't really anybody there to defend. They only leave one player there, and the player that was in mid ended up going with the rest of the team to move towards that fast cap maneuver there to get control of middle. So they left it completely open, and after that op shot comes out, I believe from karrigan at the beginning, they already have control of the site. So even if they didn't do that fast cap maneuver and kept all the players alive, they wouldn't have been able to retake it anyway. So to be honest, all things considered, that was probably their best course of action. And now as we take a look at what they've got this round, it's not going to be much, so expect this to probably be a 9th round too, as Xyfnix is just cleaning things up over here by the long doors right now.
I'm not sure if you call that, but Xyfnix just completely did, I think, 80 or so damage onto SmithZz right through the door. So, you know, showing that metal doors aren't as bad as people may say they are. Again, SmithZz didn't really have armor to work with, which is true, but TSM obviously taking control of the B site with ease. Only 2 players left alive, and there's not really anything to save here for Titan. shox has got that deagle, but nothing at all on Xyfnix. He's going to definitely want to go get some exit frags here, maybe save a rifle, and Device and Cajun are right in the position for him to do so, but he hasn't really got a whole lot of equipment to work with. Nade's going to come in, he will do a bit of damage, get a dink off occasion, managing to find that final shot through the smoke, and still Device is here. He doesn't want him to take that orb, definitely, so he's going to be challenging him, and there we go, Xyfnix going down, leaving just shox to save on the safe side with the deagle, and hopefully if they go towards CT, he will peek them and try and at least challenge. There's not really too much of a reason against him trying to maybe take out a player from TSM, and nope, Device is just going to save in CT spawn, and getting very close here. shox won't actually find it as Device peeks out. Device is being the man of the match at the moment. Another 2 frags that round, and TSM are up to 9.
We got the scoreboard up onto the screen now, as we can once again, we already talked about it a moment ago, but Device definitely leading. Also kind of highest on the desk there too. He's been taking some risks, so it's been somewhat hit or miss there as he's been going into some of these rounds, but definitely still hitting more than he's been missing, for lack of a better metaphor there to use in that case. So he's going to be leading the top of the scoreboard, and TSM once again now is going to another competent buy round. Titan will be able to resist it, but don't really have a whole lot of utility, and karrigan taking a big risk, just walking his way down suicide at this point, hoping he could catch somebody through the doors, and he did get flashed, and there was an opportunity there as well. I believe that was from Xyfnix to shut him down with the op, but is not going to be able to find it. So he's going to fall right back onto the B side. And it's that same default setup from Titan we've been seeing before, where we do see some aggression from Xyfnix initially, but then it falls back and shox takes up his previous position from inside CT to watch out for a mid B split, or just a straight up mid rush, which obviously would be very unorthodox to go with throwing that into the A side. And for TSM, they're just going to roll it in. Bit of a nade screw up there, so that does some damage to the Device that was tossed up by karrigan, but they're just going to waltz right into this A site once again, and there's not a whole lot of resistance initially, but unfortunately for Device, he's not able to catch shox this time from within side of CT, so he can pick up that first kill. He's going to pop up looking for a second one on a karrigan now, and he's going to find it, but dupreeh also picked up a kill on SmithZz, finds a second one here on RpK, and still has site control, looking for a third now in order to take down shox, but it looks like shox might be able to hold, brings him down to 5 HP, finishes him off with the pistol, and now he's got good control. cajunb is the final one alive, and he just cleans it up. A good round from shox, and now Titan get themselves back in the ball game.
Yeah, that was heavily dependent on shox that round, obviously. Device getting taken out early was obviously a great deficit for TSM. He had a really nice position as well, dropped into CT very early and just kind of played elevator, waiting for some kind of short retake or someone to come from CT spawn. Obviously, shox took advantage of that and took him out. Now we are going to see Xyfnix challenging the AWP down mid. Actually playing a similar angle, not going to be peeking too aggressively, going to be pop flashing out and maybe peeking with it. No, he's just going to jump spot and go towards B, and you can see he's just missing that shot down mid. There's no reason to kind of re-pick in the situation, and he will do so, and Cajun will go down to 36 HP, but at the moment, he's just going to want to back off, be happy that he got the leg at least, and play safe, and that's what Xyfnix is going to do at the moment. karrigan doing what he does, pushing down suicide, and TSM going for a very similar kind of take this round. They're going very heavy stack towards short, and you can see shox's position here is perfect. I'm not sure if Device is going to check it though. He's so close to the right, and he will finally spot out his backpack, peeking out, getting out shot as shox throws off the pop flash, and you can see Titan are going to be rotating in here. Device picking up the second one onto Smith coming out from long, and the rest of the Titan players are coming in all the way from behind. You can see RpK with a really good position, might be able to do a bit of damage onto Kévin. He will find that headshot. Still karrigan here on short with that AWP. It's not maybe a wisest decision to challenge, but Scream with his one taps, of course, will take him out. And now it's a 2 versus 3, so definitely doable. But no kit on Titan's going to mean they've got to be fast, and RpK now left alone with his Molotov holding it off. It's not looking too good for him at all. He's just going to run straight through it, go Rambo, and Zifnix will take him out, leading to TSM to get the 10th round of the half, and that's going to be the half over.
So a great opening half here from TSM once again, of course. We saw those first 3 rounds from Titan off of the hands of the pistol, but as soon as the guns got into the hands of the TSM players, throughout the entire rest of the half, we only saw 2 more rounds picked up by Titan, and they were very, very close indeed. We saw 2 very satisfying rounds, and again, shox, they're coming out with some big plays. Definitely worthy of leading the frag count for him and the rest of his team, but from TSM, man, with players like Device and Zipix just going ham, unfortunately, doesn't leave much by the wayside there, as TSM just plowed through the defenses from Titan in a majority of those rounds.
Yeah, definitely true. And the second half will just be starting in a few seconds, and I'm not really too sure. You've got to see Titan do something pretty crazy on T-side to kind of bring this back. TSM, obviously a very strong T-side team. Definitely don't count them out on their CT side. And I don't really know. I'm not sure what Titan will be able to do to kind of bring this back. Any ideas?
Well, I think for one thing, I don't think the positioning from Titan was always the best there too. There was a lot of times where they would push into sites and either TSM would just get the entries that were necessary right from the get-go and Titan's defenses weren't where it needed to be, or a lot of times Titan would be found completely out of position. We saw probably about, I would say around 4 to 5 of the rounds just went to TSM because Titan were caught completely off position and weren't able to actually even attempt to retake most of the time. So a lot of that went by that way. And due to that, I think some of these guys missed some action. So I think jumping onto the T side is going to be a little bit of a confidence boost in itself here for a lot of the Titan players. People like Scream, who again is still looking pretty good on the frag count, but to be honest, I mean, we think back on that half, we didn't really see a whole lot of him. So going into the second half, I think he's going to get a better chance to shine, as the team is more than likely going to be working together a lot more. And I think that in itself could be a pretty big boost for these guys. So I wouldn't count them out just yet. I think it was just a bit of a poorly played CT side here from Titan.
Yeah, that might definitely be true. And as we go into the second round of the half, let's just take a quick look at the buys. We are again seeing the same thing we saw in the first half. 4 armors on each side. We are seeing existence pickers and nades, and Zifnix get the kit and the HE for the CT side. So we're playing towards long with that, and we're going to see a bit of challenge coming out from mid. RpK and Device, no one's going to be landing too many shots, and you can see Device still full HP, so hasn't been challenged. Just going to push into lower here. We'll find that first shot onto Smith, so that's a really good opening for TSM. They can back off, play passive off that. But Scream obviously wants to get the refrag here, just peeking quite aggressively down mid doors. Device, I can imagine, has a bit of advantage here, having a more long range gun. He might get dinked there with that Glock, and Scream coming out will manage to find that shot. Sorry, shox does instead, and still going to be no comeback from TSM. karrigan actually doing some work, pushing out quite aggressively on long. We'll find 2 headshots, and now only shox and Scream are left alive. That was kind of a shutdown there from TSM. karrigan with really nice play, and shox will finish them off, but 2 of them left alone. And dupreeh coming here from lower. It just seems like everyone's completely running around the map trying to find frags at the moment. dupreeh doing a lot of damage onto Scream. Both of the players on Titan are quite low, but again, TSM aren't really rocking the HP too well either, and Zifnix is still on the site here as Scream takes them out, and now it's a 2 versus 2, so Titan have equalised it here, but they haven't got the bomb on site. With 43 seconds left on the clock, they got plenty of time, but shox hasn't got the fullest of HP, and the perfect nade from Scream is going to take down cajunb, leaving just dupreeh in this 1 versus 2 here, and he has got a lot of HP to work with, more than those combined, and there we go, Scream going down. shox will get the bomb down though, will be able to retreat to a safe place, doesn't need to overpeak too much here, and dupreeh going to be challenging him with the USP. shox obviously picked up one of his own, and no Kukli shots at the moment, but dupreeh's got plenty of time to work with. Sadly, he doesn't have a kit actually, so time is ticking down, and only 15 HP left on him as well.
shox trying to play very cautiously, but just delivers the head out to dupreeh. Should be time to defuse that bomb, and obviously he finds the kid on the ground anyway. I assume there would have been one, but some good play there from TSM too, as we sort of review the pistol round. They actually played it very, like, it was sort of an aggressive passive style where they move in, they really only looking for damage here. Of course, they were hoping for the headshots and the gooshes there to try and find, but when they don't pick those up, they actually figure out that they get a lot of damage onto those guys, and then they're happy with that. They fall back, they give them ground, and it sort of leads into that endgame scenario, whereas yes, Titan can pick up the kills, but they've taken so much damage in the process that TSM are left with one very high health player that can basically just tank the rest of the hits and move in to finish off the remaining health pools on all of Titan.
Yeah, very true, and we are seeing a very nice buy coming out from TSM. A lot of SMGs to work with. We've got 2 MP9s and a P90, so that's always a lot of fun to watch on device here. So Titan are going to be force buying, surprisingly, after getting the bomb down on the first round. But you look at this position from Device, they are going to be pushing up short. He's just holding mid here. Oh, that dink from SmithZz going to put him down to 4 HP. He's going to have to resmoke that and back off. There's no way he can get aggressive and go for the flank, which is what he was probably expecting originally. And here we go, Titan actually pushing up onto short now. No one dropping into CT just yet. We will just see Scream actually just attempting to, but the flash is going to hold him back. And Device still here and lower. They haven't managed to punish him just yet. It's an overpeaked at least, and he will find that headshot into existence and still back off of that. But dupreeh will accidentally get a team kill, and really unlucky. It's going to be TSM in a not very viable situation. 2 players left on their team, and there's just so many trade kills coming out. It's getting hard to track, leaving the shox alone. Somehow he's going to come out on top of that, taking the round. Sorry, 6-11 now to Titan. I was not expecting shox to, or I was not expecting Titan to manage to salvage anything from that round, to be perfectly honest. But there was a lot of misplay from TSM, I think, and that team kill especially added to it didn't really help them too much.
Yeah, if we had an error counter in Counter-Strike, we would have to add about like 2 to 3 just from that round.
Yeah.
I think it was dupreeh making a pretty big mistake there, and getting caught off guard by Device, who had been playing pretty sneakily that entire round, and he just gets caught with low HP. A little bit of spooky there, and dupreeh just ends up shooting his teammate in the face. So RpK is going to move in from long here and start things up. That smoke's not the best position, so we're going to see SmithZz finding a second kill with the scout, but cajunb finally finding a response. However, he's quickly traded out by existence, and he picks up an additional kill as well. Karrigan was able to find one for the TSM roster, but unfortunately, it still leaves things into a 3-on-1 as Titan found 2 more free kills beyond that. Now leaves Device as the final player with a deagle. Gets a shot connected over here on the SmithZz, but can't finish him off as of yet. And SmithZz is just going to roll right in here with the Tech 9 to finish off Device, and that'll be another round onto the board now for Titan.
Yeah, so Device not managing to salvage really too much from that round, and they are going to have to eco from it, so not a lot of economy at all, really. Just going to stick with the pistols, not going to buy anything at the moment. Maybe a last-ditch P250, but nope, just going to stick with the USPs and the P2000 on Device here, as Titan have a very solid buy. shox, obviously, with this Mac 10, should be able to pick up a lot of eco money, I guess. He does miss that flash into tunnel, but pushing in with it actually does get a bit of a flash there onto Device. We'll find that first frag, so Scream does instead, and RpK also picking up the second, so that's a B-side clear now for Titan. They can easily get the bomb down, and shox trying to pick up this money, but every time he goes for a shot, someone seems to get it instead, and he's just going to be left with this Glock, trying to take down Cage, and we'll find that headshot, and just Karrigan coming in from the flank, we'll find one, so that's a little bit of money, but by and large, Titan will take that round very successfully, you know, saving 2 players as well, and that will be 8-11, so TSM will finally be able to buy up now. No AWP on Karrigan, but cajunb instead going to take it, even though Karrigan has a better long spawn, so very questionable at the moment. I'm not really too sure why cajunb would take the AWP instead, but regardless, he's going to stick with it, and they go towards long. So I'm really not too sure why Karrigan wouldn't pick up that AWP if he had a good long spawn. But either way, Titan aren't going to challenge it, so it's not going to be too effective anyway. And SmithZz is going to have an AWP for his team too.
The thing here with TSM to keep in mind is just the fact that their economy is in a very, very delicate position right now because they picked up the first pistol round and then immediately lost it. So that like resets them and really screws up the game, the build-up essentially as it would be for all of TSM. Titan did a fantastic job of just causing a massive amount of confusion on that second round and being able to win it out from there. And then they've been solid from this point forward. There's been some close ones, but for the most part, they've been able to come out pretty confidently with 2 rounds after that. Now with the guns in their hands though, and this is the problem where they screwed up on that first half too, but there's going to be Scream dropping down, gets that first opening kill, and a Karrigan and cajunb. He's going to mess up here. He's flashed a little bit, able to correct it for the second one, looking for another one over here on a count as the push is coming in from there, but as we can see, these players starting to move up here from Titan a little bit slowly, but they are making progress now in terms of getting onto the site. TSM is in a solid position though, already waiting for them, and now there's no momentum from Titan. They get up to the wall, there's no smokes or anything. They don't actually have any smokes as I take a look at it now. They've got nothing to work this. Scream thankfully is going to pick up this kill on a cajunb at least, and it's going to draw a lot of the attention too, as we can see one of Titan's players moving up towards cap, but as they fall back down, SmithZz finds another shot onto Device, shuts them down, and now they're pulled back, but still, they've got to find a way to get this bomb over here, and they're not exactly secure as of yet, and there's going to be dupreeh. He chucks down shox over here on the cat platform, and SmithZz, he's got to try to clutch this out by himself. Now he's got very little intel. All he knows is there's one player from cap, but he has no clue where SmithZz is at this point.
Yeah, with only 15 seconds left on the clock, he's going to be checking CT with a fake plant, so effective play from him there, but the fact that no one peeked kind of leaves him, you know, as you said, blind with no information and not really watching the right angle here, as dupreeh has a really good position in the smoke. He is going to push out, and now SmithZz is kind of pincered here. He's going to run out of ammo, going to have to switch for the Tech 9. We'll find that one headshot to dupreeh, and that's a perfectly doable situation. Zipnix just jump spotting here. He's going to get a bit damage off, but SmithZz somehow coming on top, and that will be a great 1 versus 2 from Titan. They're managing to secure that round and stay in the game a bit longer.
And this is what we were talking about before with Titan, about how that CT side, you know, wasn't really the fault of a lot of the individual players. It was just some of the team emphasis that came in there. Now on the T side, they're looking a lot more confident with plays like that. We can expect them now to look a lot stronger here. And TSM, unfortunately, with their economy getting all mucked up, they're going to have to spend some time rebuilding it. And this will be good as SmithZz with that shot onto Device through the door, gets the headshot, shuts them down, and then Existent just mowing through them now with a P90 out there long. He's got 2 kills, looking for a third. That's going to shut down Zipnix, and the round's already over. Titan with 10 points now.
Yeah, wow. Very crazy round there, at least. And you can see Titan are doing the same thing that TSM did when they were on the T side, at least. You know, they haven't lost a round in the last 5, and TSM haven't really had too much retort, despite having a lot of full buys going on in these 5 rounds. So finally another cajunb will pick up the AWP as well, so he's going to be going towards long. We are seeing a triple long stack at the moment, no short control at all from TSM, and I think maybe some aggro short might help them in their favour, because we are seeing Titan not play very much mid control, at least this round, and SmithZz actually going against what I just said, pushing down mid. With this AWP, and not going to have anything to challenge at the moment. TSM playing a little bit more passive despite device. Getting a nice dink through the smoke there onto screen, putting down to 9 HP. He's going to follow up with a nade. Perfect from Zifnix, sorry, and he's going to get that early frag. So TSM are now 1 up in the man advantage, and Titan are not going to be able to refrag that at all. As, you know, there was a complete smoke shot there. Very, very lucky from device.
So Titan now coming off the hands of a nice eco round and just shuts down, I should say, the eco round from TSM. Now TSM, they're going to get themselves back into play with big guns, and they're going to pick up the opening kill here too. That's going to be karrigan. Wins out a battle over there towards long, is going to shut down Scream, unfortunately. And shox has already been dropped here too, I believe, by Zipnix earlier. So with those 2 kills being claimed, Titan has been limited to some degree, and they're going to be a little unsure of their initial strategy here, trying to work for just a default A take with 3 moving out to cat and 2 moving out to long. So now they're going to fall back, move over towards the tunnels where they'll hopefully have better luck. Haven't made any noises just as of yet, but I think 1 or 2 of them might have screwed up, so dupreeh might know this is coming here. No rotations either, but the play towards middle is also alive here, and as they move in, they're not expecting dupreeh to be up on top. He just shuts down 2 of them. RpK and SmithZz both going to fall. He's going to try to play with middle a little bit, but now he's alone and stuck in between a rock and a hard place, essentially. Device just going to pop out from the site, finishes him off, and TSM get themselves back onto the bandwagon just before they lose the lead.
And saving 2 orbs as well is very effective, so they're going to be able to do a lot of work with that. karrigan not taking either of them, so device and cajun actually taking the AWP on the CT side, and we are seeing Titan obviously copy that with a nice double AWP on shox and SmithZz as well. So Titan love to switch around who's their AWP, you know, today. SmithZz, shox and Existence all having a go. We haven't seen Scream too much yet, but obviously he likes to stick to those AKs, I guess. And oh, that's so unlucky. Device just picking up SmithZz as he does zoom out from the AWP, and that'll be the first frag for TSM. But shox, what was that shot? Right down mid, will actually take out Device. Very, very fast reactions from him there. So great play, nice refrag, and now TSM are down to a 4 versus 4, so advantage to Titan really.
So Titan now trying to find a way, at least in Scream's regard, to try and get through the mid doors, or at least work their way and scare some of the mid presence away, so we can get a cleaner way up on a cat platform here, and then work their way onto the A site. Not working out right now, but again, there wasn't really a whole lot of assistance there to begin with. Zipnix will be the player to stop it as he presses forward. The smoke comes in. Doesn't really call for anything, though, and indeed, Titan are going to work their way over here on a cat now to get their way onto the A site. Resisting it over here is going to be cajunb mainly, but he's flashed, so they're going to get a lot of this platform area out, and he misses his opening shot. That's not good, and Scream with the headshot out of nowhere shuts down cajunb. Still a little bit of presence going on, and Scream's unfortunately been flashed, so karrigan will get a free retreat to get himself back over by the long doors. Zipnix as well pushing himself out of CT a little bit, but not going to resist anything for the time being. Now the plat comes in the safe position, and overall Titan with a pretty rock-solid hold. It's going to be extremely hard for TSM to get back into this site.
Yeah, TSM just going to be going for the save instead, though. You can see karrigan all the way back here and long, and the rest of the 2 players are going to be going towards B. So TSM knowing they can't really challenge that, despite Titan not having anything to work with in terms of nades. You know, shox not even having armor, but of course they don't know that, and TSM are going to have to save. So managing to at least retrieve 1 AWP on dupreeh there, so that's 1 positive. But they are going to be all rushing down long to where karrigan waits. He is going to choke that first shot, managing to find 1 kill to shox. But if he had a little more ammo, he probably could have taken out RpK there. Very unlucky for him. That'll be the round for Titan. So Titan somehow bringing it back quite effectively here on the T side. Up to 11 now against TSM's 12.
I mean, overall, obviously, they just find the entries that are needed there on CAD, and TSM aren't in position quickly enough to try and stop it. It's the same thing of what happened a lot of the rounds previously on TSM's own T side there, too, where they just kind of walked into a lot of these sites, found entries too quickly, and their opponent on the CT side, which in that case would have been Titan, just didn't do enough to resist it. We just had that happen now on the reverse end of it. So Titan get a free round off of this one, TSM get themselves in basically in a possible retake position, and obviously they pick up a free round off of that one. So they're going to keep it close, just 1 point behind TSM at this point. But now this time as well, we'll see how TSM is able to resist it, as they still have a good buy going for themselves here. Still with an op in the hands of device, and still a decent amount of utility on a majority of their players as well.
Molotov going out mid, followed by a flash from shox. They're just holding this really tight angle down in mid, but TSM aren't going to be able to challenge it. SmithZz does find that shot at the device with the AWP, so that's the best fragger for TSM down already, and now Titan have a nice advantage to work with. That's a lot of equipment taken out from TSM at least, you know, all those smokes and nades gone. And look at this position from karrigan. He's going to get that refrag onto existence there, so nice shot by him, getting quite aggressive and long. And now it's down to a 4v4, so they've equalised the situation. And Titan pushing in towards the B site here. shox with that AWP. dupreeh has a nice angle, but shox is going to get the trade frag as dupreeh takes out RpK, and that's a 3 versus 3. And they will have control of the B site as TSM didn't stack too heavily towards it, at least. So rotate is coming in, and we can see Zipnix might have to do some serious damage.
They didn't even see each other. Look at the tunnels. Look at the tunnels. shox didn't even realize that cajunb walked right past them. They notice it now, but now cajunb's in the tunnel. They've driven a wedge, and thankfully Scream's there to stop it. But that could have been a lot more detrimental because I don't even think he realized at first what had happened. But now they get back control, makes up for that little bit of an error there, and they should be able to handle this pretty easily from this point forward. karrigan and Zipnix will look for a way back in, but it's not looking good. And you can already see them starting to fall back. They're going to try to save these rifles at this point.
Yeah, not an easy retake there, at least, you know, especially on the B site. Kind of a hard site to retake anyway without nades, sorry, and they don't have any nades to work with, so definitely worthy of the say there, although they do have the kit to use at least. TSM are going to be down another round as Titan pick up their 12th. Now they've equalised to a 12-12 scoreline, and this is really impressive from Titan. TSM only managing to get 2 rounds so far on the CT side, and even after getting the pistol round, didn't manage to follow up with a couple of their own. And you know, after Titan kind of picked up the second round of the half on that Tech 9 force bar to get the bomb down, kind of shattered TSM's confidence, it seems, and definitely suffering from it at the moment. This will be a hard decision to decide whether they want to force buy with the 2 saving players or just eco, and it seems like TSM is just going to be going for a solid eco, a couple of pistols, the eagle and dupreeh as well. And these 2 players with the rifles here, and Zipnix also picking up some nades to work with too, but by and large this should be Titan's round very easily.
See, of course, those 2 rifles, we've seen some miracle plays before, and they're going to go for an aggressive one too. Existence, man, he might meet some trouble here, and dupreeh as well picks up an opening kill just outside on the site there for the tunnel, so karrigan moves through, no resistance at all on top middle, so they're going to pick up a kill there, but now shox and SmithZz finding 2 additional ones, and now they're out the tunnels here. dupreeh's going to have to try to find a way to hold it there on backside, but it's going to be very hard to do. He finds another deagle headshot though, and holding from behind, he now gets the location on his shox, trying to finish him off, but still holding it and buying time now, so Zipnix can rotate in, and cajunb and dupreeh just finish it off with the pistols, and there's a round stolen away by TSM.
Wow, was not expecting that, at least, you know, with 3 pistols, they somehow came out on top there, and only just, obviously, with 3 players left alive. It was a very successful round, at least from TSM, and Titan are going to be left down to 1 AWP instead of 2 for a change, so that's just going to be on SmithZz. And cajunb picking up the AWP as well for TSM, so no challengers coming out mid just yet all long. Device is actually going to be tagged as he crosses towards the B site, so that's at least a little bit of damage in favour of Titan, as TSM do obviously have the round advantage, and SmithZz again holding mid, but there's not going to be any peeking from TSM, I can imagine. Just wait for Titan to at least overextend and then trying to get the frags off that, and just see Titan, not a lot of map control, mainly just focused towards mid at the moment, kind of a passive long at the moment. We can see shox here just holding it, waiting in the smoke, but yeah, really not gaining too much map control. They finally do push up short, but this is where the double stack is. cajunb will pick up 1, backing off as well with that AWP. Obviously not got enough time to pick up 2, and that flash is going to come in. Force map position, but Zipnix here coming out from the flank will pick up 3 nice frags and leaving just shox alone in this 1 versus 4. It's not going to be very easy for him to do. He's got a lot of time to work with, and that's the only positive I think at all. He does get a lot of damage there onto the device. Nice shot with that AK, and down to 10 HP now, so there's not a whole lot he can do.
The fact that Zipnix was not spotted by Titan was probably just the hugest mistake they could have possibly made there. Nobody checks that safe corner, and he just runs away with 3 kills. And even when they spot him, the reactions are just so lackluster that he's able to get away with 3 of those kills. So Zipnix comes out with the 4th. He wins that round absolutely for the members of TSM there at that point. And for Titan, that was a big mistake on their part. That should have easily been a walk up through Cat there, and that should have been an easy kill into him, but they don't even see him, and he just gets 3 kills and shuts down the offensive right from the get-go.
Yeah, so TSM now up to 14 rounds, and what looked like a crazy comeback from Titan has now been turned into a more realistic scenario, with TSM leading quite heavily, and the occasion here just going for some jump spotting mid, not going to manage to find anything. shox, Titan actually put towards what they can, you know, at least in terms of a buy. shox are the only rifle for Titan, which I say is a good decision, as far as the rest of the team kind of just stuck down on pistols, Tech 9, CZs, P250s, not too great, but we saw them make it work on the second round. Again, TSM does have a lot more equipment to work with at least now, so not really going to be an easy round for Titan, at least. I can't imagine to see them get too much out of it. I think maybe a bomb plant isn't out of the question, as Existence flashes up, smokes up towards the A site, flashes also following up, and you can see Scream just trying to drop down into lower, isn't going to manage to do so, and finally getting away from the flash as you can see Cajun here getting taken out on long, and the refrag is going to come in from Zipnik. So he's got 2 and almost going for the third, but Scream there with that P250 will manage to punish him, and only 2 players left. And look at this position from shox. He does spot out device, will not manage to land that shot through the smoke, leaving just existence in this 1 versus 2. The IGL for Team Titan here, it has got the bomb at least, so that's one little, you know, one little positive at least, and he is going to be able to get the bomb plant down as the flash comes in from device there.
The initial nade that came out there from Zipnix as well really allowed a whole lot to get done here from TSM right from the start of it. So that's a big opener, and oof, existence peaks way too wide there. So that's an easy kill for device to grab. That's going to shut him down. And now they're basically back in control of this matchup, unfortunately, as it is for Titan. They made a really good case for a comeback, but now they're only going to be on a triples losing bonus here. And, oh, device. Bit of the VN there. Oh, getting a bit feisty. So we're going to see the pause coming out from Titan. I'm assuming this is attack pause. Oh, they're just going to pause it, so I'm assuming that was a bit of a mistake there. But I'm kind of was about to say there's no point in doing attack pause at this point anyway, as they're on the 15th point. Their economy is for the most part broken at this point. They've got maybe 1 AK and 1 Galil in the mix. Everybody else is going to be on pistols and a scout on Smiths. So overall, TSM should just have this final round in the bag, and they should pick up the first map. And it's so unfortunate too, because there was a couple just big mistakes that came out from Titan. Specifically, the biggest one was Zipnix in that corner, where we should have seen that cap play 2 rounds ago go so much cleaner, but it just didn't happen. And that was the biggest turning point here that I think has finally solidified it for TSM now.
It definitely tried
the double Colette shot there.
Sorry.
shox is going to roll right in here, try to correct it, but it's already basically gone at this point. Zipnix picking up another. dupreeh sitting back, gets the flick shot. Scream shuts him down, but now it's just Scream, and he's down to 18 HP. karrigan, cajunb, and Zipnix will try to resist him. And of course, with the bomb even being on the ground at this point, he can't even go to pick this one up. They know where he's at. He's made so much noise. Now down to 11. He's even lost some more HP as he's trying to push forward here to pick this bomb back up. So they've easily got him in just a second, too. karrigan's going to come in. karrigan not going to be able to shut him down just yet, but that smoke comes out, and as he tries to roll back out, he's way in the open. So cajunb shuts it down, and the final score of this matchup is going to be 12-16 in the favor of TSM. Titan make a good case for themselves on the T side, but the CT side is having far too many problems, and it gives the players on TSM too big of a lead to come back from in the second half.
Yeah, so a very successful game for TSM. Somehow looking a little bit shaky on the CT side. Managed to pull it back in the last 4 rounds, of course, and that was Titan's map pick for those wondering. So second map will be DE Inferno, obviously being TSM map pick. So, you know, impressive from Titan to manage to get, you know, almost a full comeback there, bring themselves back to 12 rounds from, what was it, 5 on the first half? So, you know, I don't think they should look too badly on that. The only issue is that TSM obviously going into their map pick next is going to give them a little bit of an advantage, and that's going to be starting very shortly, guys.
Okay, so we're going to be right back, and it's going to be on Inferno, so obviously that CT side needs to be perfected, because, you know, if you can't pick up enough CT rounds on that map, then you're basically going to be dead. So we'll see how that, we'll see how that goes in just a few minutes, guys. We're going to be loading into that next map here in just a couple moments, and as soon as it's ready to rock and roll, we'll bring the cast back to you. But we're going to take a short break, pay the bills and whatnot, you know the deal. So as soon as we are ready to rock and roll on that second map, we're coming back to you with more of the StarLadder StarSeries Season 14 LAN presented by iLeague right here on Twitch.